Welcome, students, to summer session number 2 and our first course in accounting. For the next 8 weeks, we will be studying financial accounting. Whatever area of business that you specialize in, you will regularly draw upon your knowledge of accounting practices to record, analyze, and report the activities of your department or division. We like to say that accounting is the language of business. For this reason, I will focus most of all on vocabulary. Carefully read the syllabus. You will see your grade depends on 2 items: discussion questions and multiple choice exams. The exams represent 800 out of a possible 1,200 points for the course. The key to multiple choice tests is always vocabulary. If you know what the words mean, you already have the answer in front of you. You have only one timed attempt on the weekly quiz. Be sure to clear the decks of all distractions while you take the quiz. Each is 10 questions. You may consult your book and use a calculator to complete each quiz. There are no second attempts except in the case of an excused illness. The discussion questions consist of a number of sample problems from each chapter. The total value of the discussion questions is 400 out of the total of 1,200. You have a week following each class to complete the problems. If you fall behind, you may still submit your work, but there is a late penalty, 10% each week the assignment is turned in late. A little calculation shows you that you need 1,080 points to get an A in this class. Certainly, an A or a B is within the reach of every student, no matter how busy your schedule. I will submit a video lecture like this one each week. If you are attending class, I will develop this lecture and work with you on your discussion questions in class. I will also upload the script to the video lecture for study and test taking. If you are taking this class strictly online, please send me a brief post describing you and your academic goals so that I can better assist you in your studies. Also, if you are taking the class online, I require that you communicate with me in a brief posting every single week, all 8 weeks. Doesn't have to be more than a sentence or 2, but hello, Mr. Ashley, things are going well, or I'm struggling, or whatever else you might have to say. Okay? Of course, we can discuss things at greater length, but I want to make sure that we do not lose touch with you and lose track of your progress as well. For the first lesson of this class, you should read the first 2 chapters of the test. Chapter 1 presents an introduction to accounting. We examine the role of the accountant within the economy and within the business firm. We will introduce organizations and agencies that establish the rules of accounting. The main topic of Chapter 1 is financial statements. These are used by management, investors, tax authorities, suppliers, and customers to analyze the financial stability of the business. We will look at the process by which accountants record and summarize business transactions using 4 financial statements common to all businesses. In Chapter 2, still in Chapter 1, we next introduce the fundamental accounting equation, which is assets equal claims. It represents the basic organizing principle for the accounting records of an organization. We will examine the balance sheet, income statement, cash flow statement, and stockholders' equity statements that comprise the annual financial reports of all publicly traded companies. Collectively, these make up what are called the 10K filings of public corporations. While privately held businesses are not required to submit these reports to the public, they are required by the IRS for all businesses, for profits and for nonprofits. At the end of the chapter, you will find an excellent summary, a number of vocabulary terms, and the homework problems as listed in the syllabus. Chapter 2 presents the accounting cycle. As accountants record, analyze, and report the activities of a business, They follow a yearly cycle of events that is repeated for the life of the business. We open with a discussion of the accrual system of recording revenues and expenses. All corporate businesses use this method. A small proprietorship can use a cash basis accounting system in place of the accrual method, and in fact, that is generally required by the IRS. We next take a look at the adjustments to the record that must be made before preparing the financial statements. After these are completed, we will then close all temporary accounts and begin the cycle over. Think of it as wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Two important principles are introduced next: the matching concept and the principle of conservatism. This has nothing to do with politics, by the way. It has to do everything with giving reliable record of actual transactions engaged in. We close with a discussion of corporate governance and take a look at the Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002, probably the single largest business act in the modern era, in the 21st century. Here we will consider the issues of criminal and ethical misconduct. Probably these are far more common than you suspect, even if you are of a nasty, suspicious turn of mind like I am. There's a lot of it going on, and we will look at how that is controlled and reduced to an absolute minimum. When class meets, I will explain and develop the ideas that are merely listed here in the video. For online-only students, you will be able to get the content from reading the text and from a weekly message to me so that I can message you back, personally and individually. Well, that looks good. We will see you in class Wednesday evening, 6 o'clock, and I will be looking forward greatly to meeting all of you. Bye-bye.